Cosmic Fury just came out today, and I'm actually not reviewing it because I refuse. Yeah, there it is. I'm doing something a little bit different than what others may consider reviewing, and the thing is, I'm doing almost the exact same thing that my man E Pluribus Unum has already done. And that is just not gonna watch it. Because what I've seen, it just feels like yet another terrible kids action show that happens to be part of a franchise that many fans have liked for so many years. I mean, I'm not saying Kyuranger was perfect. I mean, the talk about Lucky nonsense just does get old really, really quick. But, I mean, what I've seen from these suit designs, they just look awful. Like, in contrast to the Kyuranger suits, which you could tell one from the other, but they still felt like a unit, these suits are too unified, and thus don't look that different from one another, and they're just so plain looking. And it's like, how do you actually make the suits look that bad? And also, a clip I did watch from the series, a few clips the final line was, coolio. Why? I mean, if you're gonna end the Power Ranger series there, end it with something like more phenomenal or something. You know, a pun that Power Rangers fans would actually appreciate. Like, that would be a good final line for the series. Or, once a Ranger, always a Ranger would be something. And this is the last line of the Power Ranger series, at least for now, until possibly another company like Lionsgate buys it or something, I don't know. I'm just gonna say this about, and also the other clip I watched has another Cal explosion. And if that's basically the representation of how fights are handled in Power Rangers, we really are going back to the worst aspects of the Disney era. Look, I like some of the things from the Disney era. I've watched a few episodes of SPD and RPM. Good seasons from what I remember. The thing is, people would rather want to have a more mature and, I guess, probably a series that actually treats its audience not like idiots, rather than bringing back the parts of the Disney era that people don't want to bring back, like the Cal explosions. And also, if you're going to do something original with Power Rangers, either go all the way or don't go there at all. And this is the main reason why. Because they just took the Kyuranger suits, the Ryusoulger suits, combining it with some weird fanfiction-y, Shazam-esque idea, and just mixed them into whatever those suits were. I mean, you could have just kept using the Dino Fury suits, just use the Kyuranger suits, or just not go there at all. I don't know what exactly the thought process was behind those suits, and also, from what I know, is that it's probably just another kids' superhero show. I mean, if they were going to do something with the whole season, why not just something like a proper ending? Like, why not multiple episodes of the Once and Always series? That would have been something, if you want to do things for nostalgia purposes, even though I'm not a fan of overusing Power Rangers type nostalgia. I mean, it's really hard for me to talk right now because it's just, why? Like, why are you doing this, Hasbro? It's clear that the team at Hasbro did not care. And, yeah, what I've seen is just really bad and more kids fluff. And I'm actually glad that I wish I had probably listened to E Pluribus Unum. In fact, I'm going to be with him right now, and I'm just bailing on Power Rangers for now. Unless something drastic happens, like the show just gets bought out by another company, I just don't see any way of the show to continue. I mean, is it for the better that the show ends? I don't know. Is it bad that they don't get influence from the Sentai? I mean, I've discussed this on a Twitter space. So, honestly, I mean, you can do something original. In fact, there's some things I have pushed for with Hasbro. Maybe actually consider doing the idea of the King Ranger thing and making Blaze a Ranger. I mean, if the good aspects of the show are just some... And also, if they had just... That would have been something original while also keeping with Go Busters. Since they technically already did have a Zord for it, may as well go all the way with that. And they made an original Ranger and an original Morpher and weapons, so why couldn't they just go all the way with that? I mean, honestly, and the whole thing were like, well, they did David Yost justice, which, yes, justice to David Yost. He was treated horribly by Hamzaban. Same thing with the whole thing with Heckle finally becoming a Ranger. But if the best thing is that they've done things that previous seasons didn't, and they just carry characters over from previous seasons, doing them justice, if that's the best thing about the show instead of the actual main cast of characters, then there's a problem. So, yeah. Honestly, I think I'm just kind of done with Power Rangers at this point. Again, unless it gets brought back and is sold to another company, I just don't know what I can do with Power Rangers. And if it is sold to another company, is it going to automatically improve? Is another company like Universal, Lionsgate, Paramount, are they going to care any more or less? If Disney buys it back, which is unlikely, would they care any much more? I mean, I really don't want Warner Brothers to buy it, because, fuck David Zaslav. No, I don't care if I get monetized. They're not. Literally, YouTube is not really my job. I have a whole other thing that I get paid for. But anyways, this is all I really have to say about Cosmic Fury. It just feels like another Neo Saban, Hasbro-esque, boring kids show of a season. And it's clear, like, Simon Bennett didn't care, Hasbro didn't care, Chris Cox didn't care, so why should I? That's my opinion on the show. I don't care, no review, I refuse, and honestly, I just really want to hope for the better for the franchise. So, if you guys want, please like, comment, subscribe, and take care. Bye.